liars and the bastards and the thieves, the cynicists, yeah, the pessimists, and those that don't believe in nothing.
Hey YouTube, Red Sox fan, finally back again with Let's Play Vanilla World of Warcraft episode 36. And if you can't already tell from the title of this video and from watching it from this 10 seconds that you've already seen, I am running through Shadowfang Keep. Finally. I mean, it's been way too long since I said I've been wanting to run through it. I've actually tried on 3 other occasions with completely different groups, and we could not get past the Lupine Horrors. we couldn't get to Fenris was the boss that I could not get to. So yeah, this is just a quick little intro, and I'm gonna go ahead and skip straight away to the first boss. But I just wanted to go through my team. Obviously, we have 29 shaman, and then we had a 26 druid that was tanking. Lucky for us, it didn't take too long to find him. And then we had a priest that was healing, and then another priest that was DPS, and a warlock to round out the last DPS. But actually, midway through the dungeon run, one of the priests, Primus, he had to leave, and he actually told us to add a member of his guild, and it was a level 20 warlock, so kind of under-leveled, but we ran through it anyway. We didn't run into too many problems. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut away, and I will see you guys when we are fighting Wrathful Gore. Alright everybody, so this is the Wrathful Gore fight. He actually is already guarded, so to speak, by 2 other mobs, and then because this is a vanilla, realm, and there's going to be some glitches. So Sorcerer Ashchrome, who is needed by the Alliance to open the gate after you kill Wrathful Gore, we kind of pull him as well out of the prison cell by accident, but that's okay. The fight isn't too challenging. I actually run out of mana like super early, but the fight isn't too challenging. He doesn't deal like that much physical damage, but he also has a drain soul ability, which drains health from you and gives it back to him, but it also immobilizes you for about 10 seconds or however long the cast time is, unless he's interrupted. Prior to 2.3, the rugged spallers that he drops aren't of superior quality, so they don't have the extra agility. So technically in vanilla, he's just considered a mini boss. Razorclaw the Butcher, a vicious worgen, and is the second boss of Shadowfang Keep. Razorclaw inhabited the former kitchen of Shadowfang Keep, and he slaughtered many innocent humans when brought in by his master Rugal, who is the end boss of this dungeon, hence his nickname the Butcher. There isn't too much strategy involved with this fight, but you just have to be wary that when you pull him, you're going to probably end up pulling 2 other mobs at the same time, so it's going to end up being like a 3-mob fight. So I guess the best advice is to burn down the other 2 mobs first, and then start taking on Razorclaw the Butcher, which I think we do here. Now, loot-wise, he drops one of 3 things. Either the Bloody Apron, which dropped in this run, and that is a cloth chest piece with plus 8 stamina. He also drops a one-handed sword, the Butcher's Slicer, and he also has a chance to drop the Butcher's Cleaver, which is a rare one-handed axe. Baron Silverlane was the former lord of Shadowfang Keep, but he was killed when Archmage Rugal and his worgen took over the keep for their own sinister plans. He now haunts the dining room with some of his servants. This fight is not at all challenging. I can't even remember if he had any special abilities or not. It's basically just a regular tank and spank. And as for loot, he drops a one-handed mace called the Baron Scepter, and a very nice rare ring called the Silverlane's Family Seal. Commander Springvale, a paladin ghost found in Shadowfang Keep. He was human once, but he was killed in the raid of Rugal and his worgen lackeys on Shadowfang Keep. He remains, however, haunting the council room with his soldiers. Alright, now for some words of wisdom. The 2 mobs that are guarding him, you can pull individually, and they don't chain aggro Commander Springvale as well. They're Wailing Guardsmen, and that's important to note because they have a nasty silence. As for the commander, he actually has a Divine Shield ability, which he will use at around 20% health. Loot-wise, he drops a 2-handed axe called the Arced War Axe, and he also drops a very, very nice rare shield called the Commander's Crest. Odo the Blind Watcher lived in the dilapidated wooden structure hanging precariously off the side of the keep with 2 pet bats, a Bloodseeker and a Vile Bat. Although he lost his eyesight long ago, hence his nickname, he adapted to using his other senses, much like his pets. Now, strategy-wise, I guess the main thing to keep in mind is that when you pull Odo, you're also going to pull his 2 pet bats. So you're basically going to be fighting 3 mobs at once in this fight. Other than that, it's just a normal tank and spank. So you can sit back, relax, and, burn him down as quickly as you can. Loot-wise, he drops 2 things. One is a leather belt called Girdle of the Blind Watcher, and the other is a rare staff called Odo's Lay Staff, which has 12 spirit and 5 stamina. The Deathsworn Captain is a very rare boss found along the rooftops located with all of his other tormented soldiers. He has the abilities Cleave and Hamstring, but it's really just a normal tank and spank, really like every other boss fight in Shadowfang Keep. Now he drops 2 pieces of loot that are noteworthy. A Haunting Blade, which dropped in this run, which is a 2-handed sword, and he also drops Phantom Armor, which is a blue piece of chest mail. Fenris the Devourer, pet to Rugal, Archmage of Shadowfang Keep. Fenris prowls the main study of Rugal's chambers. He's unbelievably large, and it's possible the warg was subject to dark magic at the hands of Rugal or the Worgen. Whenever Fenris detects a player, he lets out a thundering roar that can be heard from anywhere in the instance. Rugal will come to see adventurers off when they battle his warg, summoning 4 of Rugal's Voidwalkers, which you have to kill, but they're non-elite and they don't hit hard. Fenris has the ability Toxic Saliva, which when inflicted will cause nature damage and also will drain your mana. Loot-wise, Fenris drops 2 pieces of armor. A back piece called Fenris's Hide, which dropped in this run and I actually needed 4 and I equipped on my character, and Black Wolf Bracers, which are leather bracers. As I previously mentioned, this fight, along with basically every other fight in this dungeon, is just a normal tank and spank. So once a tank holds aggro, basically everyone's job is just to burn him down as quickly as he can, because there aren't any special strategies needed for this boss. Just a quick little aside here, guys. I wanted to show you where the quest, the Book of Ur, is located, because the quest asks you to bring the Book of Ur to Keeper Beldegur, the Apothecarium in the Undercity. And so I just wanted to show you that it is on this bookshelf over here, located directly to the right of the entrance to Fenris's room. Wolfmaster Nandos. He is the Worgen Master of the Lesser Wargs. He is the last henchman of Rugal to obstruct our path. Now, although this fight looks easy on screen, trust me, it is a hassle to get to him. What you're seeing now is our second attempt at this boss fight, because the first one, well, we all wiped. Honestly, I think clearing the room before the fight is actually harder than the actual boss fight itself. That being said, he does spawn 4 different warg beasts throughout the fight. That's his ability. As for loot, he drops either the blue quality feline mantle, which are cloth shoulders, or the Wolfmaster cape, which is identical to Fenris's hide. Originally a respected patriot of Gilneas, Rugal eventually became a member of the Kirin Tor in Dalaran. However, after the Scourge destroyed Dalaran and most of its populace, he fled to Shadowfang Keep above Pyrewood Village. Frustrated by the lack of progress, and against the advice of his peers, Rugal used Ur's research to summon extra-dimensional entities to bolster Dalaran's diminishing ranks. Rugal's summoning brought the ravenous Worgen into the world of Azeroth. The feral wolfmen slaughtered not only the Scourge, but quickly turned on the wizards themselves. The Worgen sieged the keep of the noble Baron Silverlane. Situated above the tiny hamlet of Pyrewood, the keep quickly fell into shadow and ruin. Driven mad with guilt, Rugal adopted the Worgen as his children and retreated into the newly dubbed Shadowfang Keep. He resided there, protected by his massive pet Fenris, and haunted by the vengeful ghost of Baron Silverlane. Now, this fight wasn't as bad as I intentionally thought. As you see, our 2 Warlock casters stayed on the other side of the platform where Rugal is, near the entrance. As you've already witnessed, at around 50% health, he actually teleports from where he is originally standing to the other side where the entrance is, where our Warlocks were. Now, his loot table is actually the most impressive in this entire dungeon. Obviously, he's the end boss, but he drops 1 of 3 items. The first being a cloth chest piece, the second being a cloth waist piece, and the third being a dagger called Meteor Shard. And once you're finished, if you're on the quest Rugal Must Die, don't forget to go ahead and loot his head. Alright everybody, so I cut away really quick, and now I am back here in the Sepulchre And I'm going to go ahead and turn in the quest Arugul Must Die to Delar Dawnweaver. And we will be buffed actually with Arcane Intellect, and we will also receive our third blue, Seal of Sylvanas, and actually it has +3 strength and +8 stamina, which is quite a lot. But now that I actually have the ring, I went ahead and decided that I would choose which ring I have equipped to replace it with at some other point, because it was too hard for me to choose on the spot. So now that we're done with this quest, I'm going to go ahead and cut away and meet you guys back in the Undercity. So now that we're down in the Undercity, we're going to go ahead and talk to Keeper Beldiger and turn in the Book of which will reward us with 2 greens, neither of which are of any use to us. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the more expensive one to vendor off. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I kept promising Shadowfang Keep over and over to you all, and I'm actually pretty excited that I'm actually delivering on this promise for once. Nevertheless, I hope you look forward to the next episode as much as I do. And don't forget, stay classy and peace out.